Welcome back, everyone. I'm Barnaby Ryan,
And I'm Jason Harris.
and this is Ryan Harris Crypto.
All right. So jumping into the market here, everyone, it's a little up from the last time we met and talked. So $1.8 trillion. A slight decrease, kind of holding its own against the prior day. But Bitcoin, back above 40,000. So that's nice to see. Breaking, towards the higher end of that range we talked about. I think last time we talked, it was about 38,000. So I'm definitely seeing some nice increase. I think there's been some clarity in terms of what's going on with the Fed rates, and Jerome Powell, announced kind of the plan and the first hike, so things were kind of playing out the way we knew they would. So I think it's, settling investors, settling, the people who pulled out, out of fear because of, just the uncertainty in the air, and, they're starting to come back in. So
I always like to go back to the price charts here. Well, the percentage changes, and then I compare that to the charts in you can mostly focus on Bitcoin to get kind of the overall trend. So you see how the 1 day was down, the 7 day was up, and then you check out, so 1 day is down, 7 days up, and you notice this trend, because it follows basically what it says. You get all these other negatives in here, right, that are still negative, and so that's the overall trend. So it kind of helps to visually and mathematically, visual and mathematically, that's why it's a graph. Makes sense, right? But my point is to use them in conjunction, because if I go to the all-time chart right here, I would like to point out something interesting. So for those that can't see, I am pointing out the similarities between the percentage graph, or the percentage growth, over time, and comparing that to Bitcoin's price charts. If we zoom in here on 28, so you got to look at the price chart, right, for all time, and you got to see this, this mountain as we climb towards it. But what I like to do is I like to zoom in on other time frames. And you notice something interesting. Is what does it look like right here in this spot? It looks pretty similar. It looks pretty similar to what we've dealt with so far. We've hit two peaks. Granted, after this one, it behaved different. But no matter what time frame you go back to, you see this little tiny bump over here.
Yeah, it looks like nothing.
It looks like nothing, but then you go back, and what does it look like?
A big rise and a fall.
A big rise, a fall, and then a big rise again. And it's this continuous cycle through each season as we go through. And you really see that most of the growth happens in a very confined time. And so I just like to point that out when we have times like this, because I want to get out of, it's going back up, let's be happy again. Let's always, keep a frame of reference, and remember that investing in long term is investing. Investing in short term isn't investing. It's just gambling.
It's trading.
It's trading, and it's different.
Yeah, we're definitely not in any sort of upward bullish rocket momentum, right? We're really in the consolidation period, like those kind of dips between the peaks. That's really where we're at right now. I feel like, so just definitely not getting wrapped up in the day-to-day. It's hovering, it's holding its own, which I think is impressive, with everything that's going on in the world and all the other markets. It's definitely not crashing to zero, and becoming even more adopted. Biden came out asking for regulation. There's some other countries that I'm going to talk about in some of my articles today that talked about regulation and part of legalizing crypto. So Yeah, we can jump right into one of my stories.
Which one would you like to start with?
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
as we well know, all of the happenings in Ukraine right now, but they've officially legalized crypto. So after they received $100 million in donations, so it's no surprise that they want to embrace this technology. But yeah, so there's a quote here from Twitter. The law on virtual assets was signed today. Now crypto is legalized in Ukraine. Thank you, President Zelensky, for the support. We believe the crypto industry offers new economic opportunities and will do our best to bring a bright new future closer as soon as possible. So, Vladimir Zelensky officially made it legal in Ukraine, through that, what's it called? Signing the On Virtual Assets Bill. So that's the, law that was signed today. And it points out that, it's been tried to pass, they tried to pass it previously, but he kind of pushed back and wanted more clarity around the regulation, which is a trend we're seeing, even in the US, right? We want some clarity, some regulation, healthy regulation, I think, before, it becomes official or before, all these other kinds of sources of money can jump into it. So definitely bullish for crypto, bullish for Ukraine. Hopefully, they continue to see donations and support, through cryptocurrency, through the uncorruptible money, because it's kind of the only thing they can really accept right now. So,
Well, it's kind of the best in this situation.
yeah, I know. Like I think of all the people that are fleeing, right? And I saw, just imagine trying to take like money with you or gold with you or other kinds of assets, right? And if you have crypto, it's definitely a lot easier.
Please tell me who's fleeing Ukraine with bars of gold.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Physical, nobody carries around gold. That's part of the reason why so many people are turning to Bitcoin.
Yeah,
you can't run with your gold.
It's much more saleable. Yeah. What do you got for the people?
Actually, my has to do with this. So I got here from Yahoo News. Crypto exchanges refuse to freeze all Russian accounts as Ukraine requested. So, in a tweet, Ukraine's vice prime minister asked major crypto exchanges to freeze all Russian and Belarus accounts, not just accounts of sanctioned oligarchs. It's crucial to freeze not only the addresses linked to Russian and Belarusian politicians, but also to sabotage ordinary users, he said. I really dislike centralization, and I very much dislike, top-down control. However, in this case, I will give Coinbase and Binance especially a pass, because when asked, they were set. So it says right here, Coinbase, a unilateral and total ban would punish ordinary Russian citizens who are enduring historic currency destabilization as a result of their government's aggression against a democratic neighbor. Binance, where was it? So Binance was committed to donate at least $10 million in humanitarian aid to Ukraine, but also gave a similar response when asked the same question. They didn't want to punish innocent citizens for the behaviors of the government. Both of these exchanges did, however, follow the sanctions where the law stipulated they were required to. Is they weren't required to ban ordinary citizens, and that's what the Ukrainian vice prime minister was trying to do.
Yeah, but they drew the line, and set up for the citizens, and I think that's good.
Even stating that it goes it goes against all the reasons why crypto exists. It's Bitcoin is uncorruptible money, and there's just something that doesn't sit well with me with just being able to flip it off. Oh, you don't have access to your money, you can't do anything. Like, and I mean, like that quote said, like they're facing unprecedented destabilization of their own currency. And while that's not the same, I don't weigh one person's, or I don't weigh challenges like that against each other, right?
Mhm.
It's like those are all lives to be lived, and you got to make the best of the situations.
Yeah, well, my next story here has to do a little bit with decentralization as well, your favorite topic. So if you
Oh
go
yeah.
to the other Cryptos R Us article, by the way, that's where my first article was from. This one also from cryptosrus.com. It is YouTube, but decentralized. So YouTube alternative, our tube launches on the Polygon network. So right here, it says, there's been a lot of sectors, as we've all seen together, right, that have broken into Web3, decentralized space, and streaming, hasn't really made a name for itself. I have heard of Theta Network. Definitely, one of the most notable, I would say, that I've, come to know about in terms of decentralized streaming. But this is another competitive, and it's launched on the Polygon network. And, it's a great idea. The only problem, and it points out in this article, is that a lot of YouTube content, let's face it, is there because the creators are making money, and there's not enough traffic on
Mhm.
a decentralized platform at this time for anybody really to jump ship. So
But at one time there wasn't with YouTube either.
exactly, like it'll happen over time, but it's just not going to happen overnight.
Yeah,
I don't think,
there was a time when no matter how many videos a creator made, that they couldn't build a business off of just that.
Yeah, there's a little sneak peek of it here on their Twitter. So if you guys want to check it out, you can go to their Twitter. Go to cryptosaurus.com to the article as well.
At Matic Polygon.
At Matic Polygon, so you can check out, see what it's like, and it's really similar to YouTube. Users can connect your wallet and begin watching and viewing videos. And it hasn't, outright said it, but the hope or the idea would be that, the Polygon network, like this would be a way for you to earn Matic and make profit. Like you wouldn't be selling your information, or ads wouldn't be the same as they are on YouTube. Making profit for those companies.
You can make profit for
You can make
yourself.
profit for yourself.
Off your own data.
Let's see here where it says. So yeah, it definitely talks about how there's nowhere near the traffic, right, that YouTube does, like I said, but it's unclear. Right here it says, Matic token would serve in the application, but the idea is, plausible to envision an ad revenue model. So it involves Matic tokens, stable coins, so creators can continue to generate kind of that same income, and what keeps us attached to YouTube, trying to make that income. So bullish for decentralization, another competitor in space for streaming. And yeah, we'll be looking into it just to check it out, I think. And see,
Yeah, no, that's
waiting to see what the
that's really
utility
cool.
and the use case is truly going to be, and something to think about.
Okay. GameStop looks toward NFT marketplace launch after big quarter four loss. So this article is from Cointelegraph. I see it over and over again. It's literally taking gaming by storm. IMX, Immutable X, the coin has had so many partnerships, so many deals, and here it is again. So GameStop is using, so the firm highlighted that Immutable X NFT marketplace deal is set to fetch the firm $150 million worth of IMX tokens upon the achievement of certain milestones. Much loved retail video store chain GameStop, GME, is looking ahead to its long-awaited NFT marketplace and Web3 gaming unit after suffering a net loss of nearly $150 million. So they're definitely feeling the pinch right now, like I think a lot of companies are. And they're trying to make moves to set themselves up in the future. I think this is a really good move for them.
Yeah, we've heard about this before. This isn't the first time we've heard about
Mhm.
it, but definitely after those kind of losses from a quarter, they're looking to get into that space and see if they can make some more revenue in a different way. And you're right, Immutable X, we know we talked about, it's a ZK rollup. I know that VV, the Omi token just migrated with Immutable X as well. So
Mhm.
a lot of bullish things going on, specifically in the
Immutable.
NFT space. And Immutable price is pretty good right now. Actually, it's like only a little bit over $1. So just a few months ago it was like over $5.
Is it?
IMX. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
153 right
150.
now.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. Yeah, so I mean, here it's, if you want to read the rest of it, money, that's what's driving it. Is, GameStop's not doing well, but NFTs are doing well. So if they can get on that, they're gonna set themselves. They'll be around for at least the next 10 years.
Yeah, they gotta shift, they gotta evolve, just like most
like
companies that are successful.
Just like everything else.
Awesome. Well,
All
my
right,
next article here is also from Cointelegraph. Congress members concerned SEC stifling innovation with crypto scrutiny.
Yes,
So
of
pretty much
course.
what we've
That's
been
what I've been
saying
saying.
all along. Dirty Gary Gensler.
Dirty Gary Gensler.
But now, there's 8 members of Congress who have really expressed that concern through a letter. So this letter was put forth by Republican Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer, and 7 other members of Congress, and to the Security and Exchange Commission, the SEC, and Gary Gensler, and they really want to challenge how this has been going down. And they've got a great quote here. So my office has received numerous tips from crypto and blockchain firms that SEC Chair Gary Gensler's information reporting requests to crypto community are overburdensome, don't feel particularly voluntary, and are stifling innovation. So definitely, holding the U.S. back, holding back investors from getting into what they want to. There's the argument, right, that they're trying to protect consumers and protect investors, but they're really
Meanwhile,
too little of what investors know and what they're learning, before they get into any sort of asset class.
yeah, well, meanwhile, the team that's in charge of regulating this for all of the United States also declines to disclose what crypto they currently hold, which I think is a damn big conflict of interest. I'm just saying, I'm not accusing anybody of anything.
Yeah, we don't
but
know
if you
insider
can't,
information,
but if
it's a
you
little
can't,
fishy.
but if you can't say no
Yeah.
to how much crypto do you have, I can't say no.
No comment.
So you can
actually see the letter here if you guys want to go on to Tom Emmer's Twitter as well. But it's notable to say it was co-signed by 4 Democrats and 3 Republicans. So altogether 4 and 4, completely bipartisan move, which is nice to see. Both sides coming together, telling you crypto can be a source of bringing people together, bringing closing this gap.
You're right. If the government backs off, you need clear regulation. No, step out of the way. It's fine. We got it.
I think that's part of what's going to come from Biden's request of the industries. Figuring out how we're going to attack this, who's in charge of what, including the SEC. So more to come on that in the future, I'm sure. But definitely nice to see, people standing up for this stifling of innovation, because it's really happening and it's not okay. And I hope
It's
that we
not
see some
helping.
change.
It's not just not okay. It's not helping. It's not helping us. It's keeping us with all the societal problems that we have right now.
That's right.
Is what's key is an educated population.
Yeah. And we'll be watching this. I mean, this is just the beginning. This letter was written. The bill is still in its introduction here. Um, this Security Clarity Act in July 2021 was aimed to bring like that legal definition for digital assets. So there's been steps, made along the way to try and clarify and try and get clear regulatory guidelines. But just, another step, this letter, um, another step along the way, along the journey.
Mhm.
That's all I got.
Yeah, me too.
All right, you guys. Well, take care. We'll see you next time.
Have a good one.
Have